How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Falcons Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to the movie review, aka After I Saw review video for today. This time for this new episode for this series is going to be my review on the 2023 fantasy comedy film, and this film is based off the famous Mattel toy line. And as you guys can tell from what I'm wearing, of course, I'm here to review Barbie. Now, this is directed by Greta Gerwig, and this is also written by her along with her partner Noah Baumbach. And like I said, this film is based off the famous Mattel toy line that's been going for so many years, and so we now have a big screen adaptation that's based off that famous Mattel toy line. And so the story of the film is that Barbie is played by Margot Robbie, in which her Barbie is actually called stereotypical Barbie, and she suffers a crisis that leads to a questioning about her world and her existence. So that's pretty much the story of Barbie. Now, before we actually did get this film, when it comes to like Barbie and films, we mostly had straight-to-video animated Barbie films, and I've never seen any of them or anything like that because they're not my kind of thing. But back in the days, you know, Barbie was so popular back in the day with a lot of toys that came out over the years and all that, and there was bound to be a theatrical film that was based off that famous toy line. And when I heard about it, I was a little bit curious and all that, because I didn't even know, did it even feel worthy of a film or anything like that. But I did have a bit of hope for this film because I was really surprised with the people who were involved with this film, like the stars of the film, which you've got Margot Robbie as Barbie and Ryan Gosling as Ken, which I'm a big fan of both of those actors, so I was really intrigued to see what they were going to do for playing these famous toys. And for Greta Gerwig, who was behind the camera for this film, I was really intrigued to see what she was going to do for this film, because when it comes to her as a director, I think she has definitely become one of my favorite directors that's working to this day. Like, she's made so many amazing works over the last few years, namely Lady Bird, one of my favorite films of 2017, and Little Women, which I also really enjoyed that one too back in 2019. And I was also surprised that Noah Baumbach was also behind this film as well as the writer for this film, along with Greta Gerwig, who she also wrote this film as well. And once I saw the trailers for this film, I was actually kind of looking forward to it, but I just didn't even know, was it even worthy of a theatrical film or anything like that that's based off a famous Mattel toy line or anything like that. But this film, of course, it came out on the 21st of July, which came out the exact same day as Oppenheimer did, which, you know, there's been a lot of debate all over the internet for people saying like who was going to see what first. And for me, I went to see Oppenheimer first, and I went to see this film the next day, and I actually saw this on my job for free, and I was very lucky because I obviously knew there was going to be a lot of people seeing this film, like a lot of kids and adults and all that were bound to see this film and all that. And even when I went back to work, we've had, when Barbie came out, we had like a lot of people, like my staff, like my team, were all wearing like Barbie stuff and all that, and I even wore this for work and all that just to celebrate Barbie, and it was really fun as well. And I even wore this as well to see this film and all that. And after watching this whole movie here, I gotta tell you guys that this movie really surprised me here. I had a lot of fun with Barbie here. This movie was undeniably really funny here, and I just overall really adored this film here. For Margot Robbie's performance as stereotypical Barbie in this movie, I thought she was amazing here in this film, and I loved how I loved what she was able to bring out to her character here in this film, which I really liked, and where you do really feel for her because you see like how the world has kind of changed for her and all that. Like once we see her in a different world and all that, and she sees like how people view Barbie and all that ever since it was made for younger girls and all that. But the biggest show stealer of them all when it comes to the actors in the film is definitely Ryan Gosling as Ken. Like, he's hilarious in this movie, and he just manages to steal every single scene that he's in throughout the entire film, and I just really love that. His timing for comedy is just spot on. Like, he has a lot of charisma and energy to his character here. I just really adored every single moment of that throughout the entire film here. And everyone else who are in the film, like you've got America Ferrera, Kate McKinnon, Will Ferrell, Simu Liu, and all that. I thought everyone here, for the most part, I thought they were all really great and really fun for their characters here. And when it comes to the direction by Greta Gerwig, I thought it was really beautiful here through the production sets of Barbie and all that, when we see the world of Barbie and all that, which I thought all of that looked really beautiful. Like, it just really looks amazing. And even when it comes to the moments where it provides musical numbers, I thought all of that was also stunning as well. Like, there's like the choreography and the music and all that was just spot on here. And when it comes to the story for the film, I found it pretty smart and all that. Because for Barbie in the film, like for stereotypical Barbie, she feels like at the moment she's not all that perfect. And for that, I liked how it showcases that message here, which it can play out to different types of audiences. It can play out to younger girls and adult females, which I really dug that message. And this film can also play out a strong message to men as well. Like when we get to see moments with Ken in the film, because for Ken, he's just pretty much just Ken, and he doesn't do anything special and all that until later down the line in the film things start changing and all that, which I thought all that was really surprising and all that, and just overall really funny when it comes to the comedy. And speaking of the comedy in this film is absolutely hilarious. Like the jokes in the film, I just literally couldn't stop laughing my ass off throughout the entire film here. Like there's different types of jokes that this film plays out here. There's a good amount of like satire jokes and all that, like self-aware jokes. When we see like the world of Barbie and all that, and like how we see the Barbies live their lives and all that, like how they eat and drink and how they take a shower and all that, which I thought all that was really funny. And there's a good amount of adult jokes, which were really surprising, as well as a few jokes that set towards little children and all that. And the only issue that I do only have with this film is that there's one storyline in the film which I kind of felt was uninteresting. It's with Will Ferrell's character, in which he's the head of Mattel and all of that. Even though I liked Will Ferrell in the movie, he is really good, but it's just his storyline in the film I just felt was uninteresting and all of that. Once we're not in like the world of Barbie or anything like that, but overall, in the end, guys, Barbie, this movie really surprised me here. I had a lot of fun with this movie. This movie was just really amazing and, yeah, very, very funny here. And there are a lot of ways I could recommend this film. If you're a fan of the cast, like Margot Robbie or Ryan Gosling, or the director, Greta Gerwig, or you're just a huge fan of Barbie, really, I definitely recommend you see this film on the big screen here with either your best friends or your family. So that's pretty much all to say about Barbie. I'm going to give Barbie 4.5 out of 5. Like I said, this movie really surprised me here, and like I said, I definitely had a lot of fun with this movie, and despite having one fault with the film, it never managed to harm my experience watching this film from beginning to end here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After I Saw review on Barbie, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or just recently checked out this film. Did you really adore this, or did you not really have a good time with this film? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corners signing off.